If his eye-popping stunts don't get your attention, his passion will.
This seemed very normal, and it not only seemed normal, it seemed like the only way of life.
His life story is much different than most.
This is the rarest and largest egg ever laid in history.
Spend just a few minutes with Logan Marvel, yeah, that's a stage name, and you can't help but wonder how something like this even starts.
This is Minyeka. She's about 15 weeks old. She's a little snake-necked turtle from Australia.
I would say she's cute, but I would be lying. Yes.
I think she's adorable. I was 12 years old when I started. I started to train as a contortionist. And then from there, it kind of spun out of control. And I started to learn to, throw knives and swallow swords. I worked with tigers and monkeys and did balancing acts and worked from everything from monkey races to circuses and operas and everything in between.
Logan Marvel now shows off a little bit of everything in between at Mr. Marvel's Wondertorium, from his days spent riding the circus train to now sharing it with a new generation.
They start off on a guided tour through a Museum of Oddities, and it's probably the most interactive museum exhibit anybody will ever see.
And now tell us about this guy.
Her name's Pippa. She comes from the bogs of Brazil. She's a little Suriname toad. They're pretty widespread throughout Brazil. Lots of different ecosystems, really, you'll find them in. Very strange looking animals. They kind of look like a bat or a stone or a leaf or mud. I get different responses all the time with them. But they're very flat, like somebody ran over them. They don't have teeth, they don't have a tongue. They just have this little mouth that they suck their food in like a vacuum cleaner, which is pretty impressive to watch.
Logan tells us this kind of toad gives birth through her back to more than 100 offspring at a time. A fact part fascinating, part disturbing.
So no cute bunnies?
No
here?
cute bunnies. We have a hairless rabbit on the way.
Adorable.
He has spent 6 years building his collection, anxious to keep this kind of entertainment alive.
Well, this is what a two-headed squirrel looks like.
Yes. And these guys live to be 4 years old, which is pretty impressive for a two-headed mammal. A sideshow essentially is dead in this country and really in the world, which is a shame. In 1900, there were about 10,000 shows, and that's going from your giant 10-in-1, which is what most people think, the fire eater, the bearded lady, the sword swallower, down to the little shows, which we call single-O's, which you'd walk in and just see a headless woman or a single attraction, to the dancing girl shows, and they had monkey races. There was a plethora of shows. And now we're down to 4 permanent sideshows left on the planet. I mean, sideshows, that was the #1 place for new inventions to be displayed. The first automobiles in this country before they went on sale were in the Cole Brothers Circus Sideshow to introduce them to the American public. The incubators we use in hospitals today, the hospitals wouldn't touch. The Coney Island sideshows took them in. But there are women and men alive today that owe their entire life to those Coney Island sideshows.
But perhaps the most marveling happens once you see what Logan can do on the stage. 20 acts that will leave you holding your breath or trying to find it.
And so I try to read the audience. Some audiences are much more grossed out than others, and you want a little bit of that gross out factor, but you don't want people to walk away feeling like they're going to lose their lunch. So one false step, I could become a toeless wonder. So you want people to be entertained. So it's that fine line of shocking and amazing, but not pushing it too far.
During our visit, we got to help him with his head.
All right, whenever you're ready, hold on to her.
If you call it help. Yeah, that's a pile of broken glass.
Spit on my face. Much safer that way. Turn and smile at all the cameras. Any blood, ladies? No, some glass, maybe?
It's just another day at the office for Logan Marvel.
Yeah, then this guy's a mummified cat, found in somebody's house.
Who calls it his life's mission to keep sharing these stories. The more bizarre, the better.
And my favorite part about the Maori heads is that they left the skulls intact.
Oh, Gal, that's my favorite part too.
Where else can you walk in and you see a two-headed turtle, a four-legged fish swimming around, and then somebody just, shove a sword down their throat?
Life to the Max is brought to you by Life Touch. Photography for a lifetime.